Good evening again, everyone. Myself, Jyoti, working as a customer success head. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar. What we have on from chatbots to co-workers, boosting proficiency with Microsoft 365 Copilot agents, right? Before we get started, let me just brief you what is the agenda we are planning for today's discussion on the Copilot, right? We are all living in an era where AI is no longer just a buzzword. It's becoming an integral part of how we are working, collaborate, and innovate, right? When this was started in the beginning, it was just there like a kind of simple chatbot answering our basic queries, right? Which is now evolved into intelligent copilot that acts like true digital co-workers helping each and every personas to work, create, and deliver faster and very smarter. So that's how the AI chat, which has become now in so and so days, right? So today's session is all about exploring this transformation. We will deep dive into how Microsoft 365 Copilot agents are redefining productivity, what all the practical ways we do have to integrate them into our day-to-day workflows, and we will show the real world examples of boosting efficiency and creativity. Okay, so the main agenda is to help you all to move beyond automation and embrace how we can do the collaboration, how we can do easy way of collaboration with the AI tools, right? That is Copilot. So you can focus on what matters the most and how innovatively you can increase the proficiency and how it will be helping you to increase the productivity and how it is going to impact your business is what we are going to cover in today's webinar. So before we begin, I would like to thank all of you for joining us and investing your time to learn and grow together. Feel free to share your thoughts and feel free to make it as an interactive. We will have a separate session at last in the slides so that you can put up your queries over there. And if you have any queries in between, feel free to put it up in the chat panel so that we will try to address all those at the end of the session. So we want this to be like a kind of interactive and insightful. So let's quickly get started and discover how we can turn AI from helpful tool into a trusted coworker. Okay, so this is the agenda we will be covering in today's webinar. So before we get into the actual Copilot discussion, so this slide, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how we are at Noventiq India and what all our capabilities in the Microsoft ecosystem. So we have a strong team of over 1,000 plus professionals across sales, solution sales, and delivery, demonstrating deep expertise and execution strengths. Our services portfolio is spread across cloud transformation, infrastructure modernization, cybersecurity, and managed services, enabling end-to-end customer support. So we Noventiq India has shown remarkable growth, scaling from $2 million to $1 billion. So in the projected revenue, with overall in so and so achieved what we have so across. Through strategic acquisitions like MB, Umbrella InfoCare, Value Point, and G7CR, we have expanded our reach and capabilities. We have hold multiple Microsoft Solution Partner designations, showcasing our technical depth and customer success record. So these are our recent recognitions which has come from the Microsoft, identifying Noventiq India as Partner of the Year for Azure, and multiple Copilot and AI hackathon wins we have achieved across, highlighting our leadership in modern AI and cloud solutions. Okay, so this is a quick intro in terms of Noventiq India. Moving further, let's quickly get on to the actual discussion on what is Microsoft 365 Copilot and what we do have as an extended version of Copilot, which is on the agents part, right? So this slide, Microsoft's mission, the overall Copilot mission is to empower every person and organization to achieve more, right? And Microsoft 365 Copilot is built to deliver on that promise what we have achieved across our organizations. So this specific slide and the visual shows how AI can uplift the people across different roles and industries. With Copilot, Microsoft brings powerful, accessible AI to help everyone works smarter and accomplish, right? So this is not just limited to like a kind of simple or so and so departmental users. This is spread across different roles, different categories, and whatever departmental users are there, each and everyone will be able to make use of this Copilot for increasing their way of working in day-to-day stuffs. So let us quickly explore how we will be able to achieve more and more with the Copilot. Okay. Moving further, this slide specifically highlights the key differentiation that makes Microsoft 365 Copilot truly unique in the AI landscape. So Copilot is not just a chat tool, because when we think of Copilot as a module, right? So there are various features which comes in. So be it in the kind of chatting purpose or whatever the other things we do, right? So Copilot is not just limited as a chat tool. It is personalized AI first productivity application which is deeply integrated across the tools which we use in our day-to-day activities, whether it be collaboration or it is for the communication purpose. How we will be able to utilize Copilot is what it is going to help for each and every persona. It brings powerful capabilities like AI search, advanced reasoning agents, and extensibility through the agent store which we have, which comes like a kind of addition version of the Copilot, right? So in today's again the session, we are going to showcase what all the things you are going to get within the free version of Copilot, that is Copilot Chat. And when you go with the premium version of Copilot, which is the licensed version, what all the features you are going to get and how it is going to help you all for day-to-day stuffs and what and all the things you can do within that. So is what we have focused in today's webinar. So many organizations will benefit from a strong control system, right? That ensures your security, governance, and overall for Copilot and agents activities. So together, these features makes Copilot a complete enterprise-ready AI platform, not just in terms of the future perspective, overall in terms of giving the user easiness and readiness. Microsoft 365 Copilot is there to help you all to work very smart. Moving further. So this slide actually briefs us why Copilot, we call this as like a kind of safer AI tool, right? There are various AI tools which are there in the market. But when it comes like a kind of comparison between Copilot and the other AI tools, so this slide actually shows you how Copilot is actually helping each and every users, right? In terms of the general purpose AI tools, to highlight why Copilot is a safer choice for the enterprise environments. Copilot runs entirely within your Microsoft 365 tenant, ensuring your data stays protected under your organization security and compliance controls. When you compare this feature with specific other AI tools, this is not totally available with the other AI tools, right? Because for each and every organization, privacy is very most important, and the most important thing, which is privacy, is a core advantage, right? Your work content is not used to train any other AI foundation models within Microsoft 365 Copilot. Whatever data you are going to process it, whatever data you are going to upload as an attachment or the reference, everything remains within your tenant. So that is the beauty of the Microsoft 365 Copilot, whereas the same thing is not available on your other AI tools. That is one of the most important benefit where each and every organizations are looking out. Copilot also meet major compliance standards like GDPR and HIPAA with strong admin governance, what we call, right? So that is the most important feature we are comparing Copilot with the other AI tools. Additionally, it seamlessly integrates with the Microsoft 365 applications. So we do have our Microsoft applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and Outlook, right? So we will be easily able to integrate these Copilot within all those applications, offering each and every users a very secure, identity-aware AI embedded directly into the everyday workflows. So that's how Copilot plays a very important role, and it is going to give the benefit for each and every users when we compare this Copilot with the other AI tools. That is the most important, we can say. Okay. So moving further. So this is how the differentiation comes into picture when we are comparing the free version of Copilot chat into the licensed version of Copilot, which is there on the left hand side. And what all the features we get in the free version of Copilot, that is chat. There are few agents, only the limited agents which are available in the free version, which is there as part of your Copilot chat. And when you go with a licensed version of Copilot, what all the features you are going to get within that? There are many various additional features which has come in, right? So you will be able to access chat. Along with that, you will be able to use Copilot on your applications of Microsoft 365. You will have the agents, you will have the option to create the agents, and you will have the Copilot analytics, which is there. So all these features will come only in the licensed version of the Copilot, whereas the free version will have the limited access to the users. So that's one of the major difference each and every user should know why I'm not getting this UI interface when I'm comparing this with other users, right? So these questions are there with many of the people. So there is a difference with the free version and there's a difference with the licensed version of Copilot. And in today's session, we will showcase what all the things you are going to get separately on the free version. And when you compare that with the licensed version of Copilot, what all the features you are going to get. Okay. Moving further. So in terms of the security, and we can say Copilot uses the same security and privacy settings what our organization already has in Microsoft 365, right? So there is nothing like as an add-on or something we need to do at the configurational level. So everything stays protected within your organizational tenant data. It provides full security from stopping threats to managing identities and keeping data safe. Microsoft security tools work together behind the scenes to keep your organization very secure end to end. So you need not to think in terms of the data is safe or not, whether we are giving our data out of the tenant or is it going somewhere outside our tenant. So you need not to think anything in terms of that because everything stays very safe with the use of this Microsoft 365 Copilot. So overall, we can say Copilot is very safe, smart, and built on the strong security foundations which you have already trust because it is there on your Microsoft 365 ecosystem, and whatever you are going to use, everything remains within your tenant. So that's the beauty of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay. So this is what we were talking about. What is this Microsoft 365 Copilot? We know, right? Because we are using this from past 1.5 years. This is not something which has been recently introduced. It is there in the system from past 18 months. So what is this Copilot is all about and what all the new updates we have in the latest days, right? Because Copilot, when it was introduced, it was just there as a search engine. Later on, we have got more and more updates. It has got integrated onto other Microsoft applications like our Word, Excel, PowerPoint, even Teams, and even Outlook. So what are the things we can do? Because when we have this Copilot into the applications, what we are going to use, what we are going to work on day-to-day basis. So how we can utilize Copilot so that what and all activities we are going to spend the manual efforts, right? So with the help of Copilot, we will be able to reduce the time frames, right? So whatever the applications it may be, when we have Copilot into that, it will help us to automate the things. It will help us to reduce the time frames which will be spending for any kind of activities, right? If you are taking your Outlook, you will have many things to do with your emails, drafting, summarizing, and when you wanted to reply, right? So you need to put your efforts. You have to think of, and then you have to write something over there, or you have to do some activity. But when you have Copilot into the ecosystem, then it is very easy. And whatever activities you will be doing it, let's say suppose for 30 minutes or 1 hour, you will be able to complete it within a minute. So it all comes as and when you started using your Copilot. So how effectively you are using Copilot into your applications is what going to matters, and it is what going to help you to analyze the things what and all you will be doing it. Okay. When it comes to your teams, rather than you taking up the meetings or MOM or taking the notes, or let's say you have missed the meetings, right? So you need not to worry in terms of that. Copilot is there to help you out again to get the MOM out of the meeting or to list out the action items what you have inside for you, right? So all these things will be analyzed with the help of the Copilot. Okay. So with Copilot, if you have into the ecosystem, nothing will get nothing will get missed from your side. Everything you will be able to keep it somewhere as a record. And whenever you want to re-refer that, you will be able to get it easily with the help of the Copilot. So that's how Copilot will help you for that. And again, when it comes to your Excel data analysis, right? Because data analysis, data handling is something each and every users will be working upon, right? Something or other data they will have on their Excel. So again, when you have Copilot into your Excel applications, what and all the things you can do when you want to apply formula or data reconcile or whatever it is, right? Whatever activities you will do, you will be easily able to do it with the help of the Copilot again. Same way, similar way, you will be able to use on your Word applications and even on the PowerPoint. PowerPoint again, for us to prepare many, like n number of presentations we had to work on. So it's all about when we have Copilot into the PowerPoint, how we will be able to prepare any presentations with the help of the Copilot within 2 minutes. It's all about you giving the prompt to the Copilot. On basis of the prompts which you give, you will be getting the better responses. You will be able to prepare n number of slides within your presentations. Okay. So that's how Microsoft 365 Copilot is there on each and every applications. And with the help of the Copilot, you will be easily able to achieve better productivity and you will be able to enhance the way which each and every person was are working upon. Okay. Moving further. So this is what I was talking about, where all we do have Copilot in the Microsoft ecosystem. So this is not the free version I'm talking. This is on the licensed version, which we call like a kind of premium version of the Copilot, which is there onto the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. And again, what all the use cases we have captured in the slides is just limited. Okay. So Copilot can even help you in a better way. And n number of use cases you will be able to achieve with the help of the Copilot. So this is not just limited to what we have captured in the slides. There is like, it is up to each and every users how they can utilize this Copilot, how they will be able to use this Copilot into their day-to-day stuffs so that you will be able to save more and more hours. Okay. So please start use Copilot and what and all the things you can do with the advanced version of Copilot. We will be showcasing that. So this is the free version, what we are talking about, the Copilot chat, which was there like a kind of search engine, right? So when Copilot was introduced, even Copilot chat was not there. Everything was there at the licensed version. But later on, Microsoft has given that experience by introducing the Copilot chat, which is the free version. So what all the things we can do within the free version, I'm sure many of you have already tried, and I think you all have experienced how what all the responses you are going to get, how you can conversate with Copilot with the help of the prompts. And again, when we say prompts, it is not something like you will have to give it in a kind of proper format or it has to be in so and so format. Nothing like that. Because Copilot backend mechanism is with a large language model, what we call, right? It actually works as per the common language what we are going to conversate. So in the common language, we will be able to conversate with the Copilot chat. What and all you are going to write, you will be able to get the better responses. So always make sure. So don't worry about how you want to give the prompts, right, to the Copilot. So don't worry on that. Whatever you talk normally, whatever you will be communicating with your coworker, right? So give the prompts in the same format. Copilot will understand that and it will be able to give you the better responses for you, what and all you are exactly looking out. So that's how Copilot chat is going to help you out. So moving further, so these are the few use cases again, how Copilot chat can help for you. So drafting and summary, getting you the summary out of your this one, right? So how you will be able to draft and how you will be able to get the summary out of anything which has been there. And when it comes to the creation of copies and all, how you will be able to do the translation and all with the help of the Copilot is one of the major use case which comes. In addition to that, you will be able to get the recap of the things, right? See, because as I already mentioned, Copilot is there on each and every application. So how you will be able to do the comparison or how you will be able to get the responses from attaching multiple documents. So everything goes very easy, very smoothly because Copilot, you are just attaching the documents. One additional point is security is already there because data is not moving out of your tenant. So you need not to think whether I can attach this document or not. So easily you will be able to attach the documents or attach the reference. On the basis of that, Copilot will give you the exact output or the responses what you are looking out. Okay. So these are few things which you will be able to do. In addition to that, in the licensed version, recently we have got introduced with these Copilot agents, right? So what are these agents are and what all the available agents we do have, what all the agents we do get within the free version, and what all the agents we will be able to create it from our side in the licensed version of Copilot, right? Because if you are not having the Copilot license, you are able to see, right, the dashboard which is there on the slide. So the UI screen, this is how the Copilot chat dashboard will be if you are not having the license, and everything you will be able to do it. So there are few agents which comes only in the licensed version, like your analyst, researcher, and there are many more out of the box agents which has been given from the Microsoft. And if you want to create your own agents, there are options which are available as per your requirement, as per your customization, which has to be right. So you will know it better how your agent has to work on, what all the transaction it has to do, right? So if you are creating your own agents, you will have to create that in a proper way by defining the exact workflow, how your agent should work over there. Okay, because you are creating the agents, you know it better how your agent should perform, right? So each and every options are available. It is all about just click on this create agent option. You will be able to create it by yourself. Or if you want to explore the available agents which are there in the store, you can just type in the agent's name. You will be able to access and explore how those agents will be helping you to increase the productivity and how it can help you to automate the workflows, right? So there are many agents which are available. So we will be able to showcase few agents what we have created from our Noventiq side, right? So we will be showcasing the demonstration, and we will also showcase what all the free agents which are available from the Microsoft side. And if you refer this slide, there are like few agents which are there on the licensed version, right? For example, analyst agent, researcher agent, and all this. There are many agents which helps each and every departmental users. So there are many agents which are available. So if you people have not tried it, please go and start trying it out, and you will be able to see the differences with the help of the agents, how smartly you will be able to achieve the things what you are trying to do. Because Copilot was there like a kind of search engine. Now with the agents, so we are actually enhancing our way of work. We are actually even automating few workflows which we will be working on day-to-day basis. There are many agents which are available. Please try and explore each and every agent. If you wanted to try it out, like you can get us connected with us. We will be able to showcase the demonstration on each of these agents. Okay. So in today's session, we will not be covering the demonstration on each of the agents, but if you feel like any agents or whatever the agents you wanted to try it out for your organization, if you feel you need a separate demonstration on that, feel free to write back to us. We will be taking that one-on-one connect with you. Okay. So this is what few things which is there from my side. So there is even so many things which can be achievable through Copilot, right? So my colleague, Mr. Prabhu Siddhartha, will be taking what is this Copilot Studio and what all the agents will be able to, and how agents can help us to enhance the productivity. So he will be taking it over, and he will show a few demonstration in terms of how these agents will help us to automate the workflows. Okay. So with that, I'll hand it over to Mr. Prabhu Siddharth. So he will take it from him. Over to you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti. I hope I'm audible. So let me take you through what Copilot Studio is. And before doing that, let me, as Jyoti explained, as Jyoti spoke about agents and M365 Copilot, with everyone that now is being acquainted with what M365 Copilot is, what Copilot Chat is. If not, you can always access the free chat from your Teams or from your BizChat located in the browser. So if you play around with it, you'll find something called as agents, and the evolution for Gen AI, if you see year on year, has moved on to be more intelligent, towards more automated, towards more less from chatbot and more from a co-worker kind of a scenario. And agents are something that helps you to establish that inside your organization, right? So when we talk about agents in the Copilot space, in the M365 space, Copilot Studio comes up to be a product that is used for collaborating across M365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. This product helps to increase collaborations and create agents that are more proficient, more task oriented, and do what you tell them to. So rather than you experiencing a chatbot like an interface or a chatbot like an interaction, you get to experience something which is much more similar to a colleague or a coworker, which now has become an agentic AI application that you make from Copilot Studio. So if you look at the presentations, the slide, you would have already read that it helps you build standalone copilots or agents. It helps you customize your M365 Copilot, and it has access to a lot of different connectors, which come provided with the Power Platform suites of products. So Copilot Studio sits under the umbrella of a Power Platform. It was previously called PVA, and due to the changes that were made internally with AI and everything, it is now renamed to Copilot Studio. You can find Copilot Studio in your M365 experience as well. When you click on the Create Agent tab, there is an interface that pops up, and that is known as the Copilot Studio Lite, right? So that is a gist about Copilot Studio. It is more indicated towards, or it is more focused towards citizen developers, people who are already working or have experience working on Power Platform. They can come in and start working on Copilot Studio because it also caters to the low code and no code audience and developers, right? So moving ahead, the difference between Copilot and an agent, right? So when we talk about Copilot, every employee will have a Copilot, like, regardless of the licensing. And the UI, it is the UI for AI. It is where all your emails, meetings, documents, everything is grounded, and it works. It is supposed to work as your personal assistant. But when you move to agents, right, every agent is tagged to a business process, right? There are actions that the agent can perform, there are triggers that the agent can be invoked from, and there are knowledge sources that the agent can refer from, right? So it helps it helps to increase the way the assistant works around. So it's a layer over the assistant, I would say, and it helps to it increase your proficiency at work because it works on your behalf, right? And it is connected to Copilot, and it is autonomous, right? So either it can be connected to a pre-existing M365 Copilot, or you can just host it into Power Platform and automate the whole process. And I have some demonstrations for you today that taken care the autonomous part of it and as well as the Copilot part of it. So moving ahead, where can you see Copilot Studio, and what kind of developers are supposed to be using Copilot Studio, right? So if you look at M365 Copilot, um, if you look at the Copilot Studio Lite experience, it is something that you find in your M365 Copilot, where you can come in and build something called as declarative agents, right? And if you want to go to the full-blown experience, that is on copilotstudio.microsoft.com. That is where you can go and experience the Copilot Studio full version, where you can create something called as custom engine agents. And I'll be going about what declarative agents are and what custom engine agents are. But if you are from a very core development background and you want to integrate Copilot Studio, also you want to integrate Azure AI Foundry, even the Agent SDK, that is something that you can do with the do with VS Code and Pro Code kind of a scenario. So if you look at the slide here, Copilot is offered for every kind of developer out there. The one who is a business stakeholder, they can come and create personal assistants, personal agents for them with little to no technical knowledge. There is a description section in the agent in the Copilot Studio Lite where you could just describe what you want to make, and it will uh, it will rip up an agent for you. Then there is the offering for citizen developers who would like to come in and build something that is in sync with their already existing Power Platform flows or Power Automate flows, and then have that kind of a collaboration happen with Copilot Studio full experience, and not limited to only declarative agents and custom engine agents. These Copilot Studio full experiences can also be extended into M365 Copilot for a much more flexible kind of a knowledge. And then the third part is for the pro developers who can just come in and um, piece together solutions from Copilot Studio, from Azure AI, Foundry, and the Agent SDK. Going ahead, the difference between there are two agents, and the difference between them is highlighted on the kind of experience that you build them on, right? So declarative agents is something that you build via the Copilot Studio Lite experience, which can be found in M365 Copilot. And the custom engine agents is something that you build through the full experience, which is found on which is found on copilotstudio.microsoft.com, right? Now, depending upon their architecture, I would like to take you over what they look like. So a declarative agent on a Copilot Studio Lite will have something of a architecture like this, where the user experience is being bound to M365 Copilot. The orchestrator has been bound to Copilot, and the foundational models are bound to Copilot. So you see, you do not have a lot of control on the declarative agent side of it because most of it is managed by Microsoft. It's the models and Microsoft releases it to Copilot. Only those models can be used as the foundational models. It's the models that is the user experience very limited to M365 Copilot only. And the orchestrator, again, is the Copilot orchestrator, which is based on semantic kernel. So what you can add in and add out are instructions and grounding. When I say grounding, it is the data sources that you can add in and add out. Instructions is something where you can, as the name suggests, declarative, you need to declare the agent of what it has to do. So that is where the instructions comes in. Actions and capabilities, it has very limited actions and capabilities. So um, you can create program files, you can create PDF documents, you can create PowerPoint presentations and everything. And it happens in a separate Python sandbox. And that is powered by the code interpreter feature that you might want to switch in the declarative agents. Another capability that it has is web search, web grounding. Another capability is image creation, image generation. So these are certain limited capabilities and actions that you can perform through the declarative agent. Hence, it is very much suited for a business stakeholder who has little to no knowledge about how it works technically, but they want to get an agent up and running. They have certain data sources and they have certain documents that they want to utilize for their proficiency, and they want to create it on their own. Going ahead, the custom engine agent is a bit more flexible. The user experience is a bit more flexible. The orchestrator can be swapped in. You can use LangChain. You can use any other framework out there. The foundational models can be swapped in. You can use entropic models. You can use uh, Azure AI Foundry models in there. Skills are something that you can change in. And the best part about CAs or the custom engine agents is that those are also autonomous agents. You can build them, put them on the Power Automate flows of Power Platform, and they can execute tasks, take approvals, decide whether a approval is supposed to be accepted or rejected. So a lot of stuff you can do with the full experience. Going ahead, these are some core capabilities that you can build into the custom engine agent with Copilot Studio. Just have a quick eye on this. We can talk more about this. We can connect over how Copilot Studio can, increase your agent creation capabilities. later. And this is a gist of what Copilot Studio has. It has runtime, it has channels, a lot of dialogues, natural language understanding, a lot of tools and integrations where you can also integrate MCP servers into it. Connecting agents, it also has built-in A2A kind of a framework from the Google that can connect multiple agents through, and you can orchestrate a huge agentic flow, multi-agentic flow through Copilot Studio as well. So this summarizes what Copilot Studio does in a neat slide. And this is the whole architecture for what Copilot Studio has in its capabilities, right? So you can build the different things, you can call in different APIs, you can connect it, you can host it on different channels, that is Teams, WhatsApp, Slack, and you can bring in a lot of stuff from Azure. You can bring in the language models from Azure, which you build on the ML Studio, those CLU, those conversational language understanding models. You can bring in Azure AI Foundry models, the large language models, SLMs, and everything. You can connect it with ADLS storage. A lot of stuff can be done, and it's all governed by Microsoft Mantra ID. So it is something that is more of secure and follows the DLP policies that are already established in your organization. Going ahead, this again, moreover, talks about what capability. So that was the architecture. This is some more of a summarization slide where it shows about how it can connect to different agents from an A to A kind of a framework where there are different Copilot Studio agents that can be connected, agents that you build through M365 Agent SDK. These are the pro code kind of an agent building toolkit. You have Azure Foundry that brings in those models and everything. And then the beautiful part about it is also connected with Fabric data agents. So the agents, so if you are on Fabric and you have a lot of you have a lot of data that you have virtualized on Fabric, you can have that data agent come in and uh, connect in with Copilot Studio. So going ahead, the implementation zone strategy is something where uh, it differentiates between risk, business criticality versus technical complexity. So I'll take you through what it looks like. Uh, Moreover, when we are building these agents, right? When we build it on the Copilot Studio Lite experience, right? This is something that you build for personal and team productivity, right? So that personal and team productivity mode, you see the risk is at minimum as medium and the technical complexity as medium. So as you grow ahead, right? When you need support and when you need a lot of more collaborations happening, the risk and the business criticality goes up, and so does the technical complexity. And let's say you decided to be an MVP, that is the minimum viable product. You have identified a time for it and everything, and that is when this becomes this becomes very complicated, very high in risk, and very high in technical complexities, right? But how do you differentiate between these zones? When you talk about the zone one where you build simple agents, you can build it through the agent builder, now known as Copilot Studio Lite, and SharePoint agents, right? These are the tools that you can utilize. These are DIY, these are user responsibility kind of a scenario where the business stakeholder comes in and makes this agent, right? So the business stakeholder lies in that zone one section. There are certain examples like cost management, reporting, and control in Microsoft Admin Center, right? So these are examples where you get to govern these agents from, and the knowledge source that you could utilize is graph connectors and SharePoint and web data. We go to personal agents. These are much more complex. The tool that you use is Copilot Studio, the full experience, advanced agents, knowledge, and everything. And again, it can be governed through the Power Platform Admin Center. Now, when we move on to more from an MVP kind of a scenario where you want to put it out there, you want to connect it with internal data as well, you have different sources of your large language models coming in, right? That is when you take these crucial agents, you integrate something on Copilot Studio, pull that into an application, integrate into an application. You take an Azure Foundry model, put it in and integrate it into an application, and there is a crosstalk that happens between the Copilot Studio agent and the Foundry agent, right? So it helps you to take in the enterprise data, also put it out with a sensitivity label, which is then again governed by Microsoft Purview. So there's a lot of way of architecting these solutions, but the crucial agents or the difficult agents is the last stage of it. And that is how the evolution, this is how the Copilot Studio and the agent creation tool sits, where you can see Copilot Studio can be used in every zone that comes up, right? Sorry. Going ahead, how can you try Copilot Studio? You can go on copilotstudio.microsoft.com. If you are enabled with these licenses that are Microsoft Copilot Studio Viral Trial, the Studio User License, or the M365 Copilot license, right? So these are something that you can utilize, go on and explore Copilot Studio for. Let's move on to Copilot extensibility, what we have done. This is where I am going to take you through some use cases. So creating an agent, automating a task, putting it out onto Copilot chat, putting it out onto Teams, Slack, WhatsApp, there are different channels you can do it. But the top ways to use these custom agents are to automate some contract reviews, assist new hires with onboarding. So the five things that you see is the most that people do, right? This is something that you see in every organization these days. It's something that everyone is trying to do, right? But what is much more plus one that you can expand out is something that we created from a uh, MOM kind of a scenario. So this is something where we talk about crucial agents. This is something that comes and sits in the zone three, where the risk is high and the technical complexity is high, right? So we ended up creating something that helps us to generate minutes of the meeting, automated it, right? So it comes to the organizer of the meeting, and the organizer can then, because it's AI generated content again, right? The organizer can then change, if required, the MOM that is generated and then send it out to the broader audience. Now, how this works is it captures the same thing as Copilot does. So you have to record your team's meeting, and those transcripts are captured by an autonomous agent, which is hosted on the Azure cloud, right? And which is hosted on Azure. And then through Azure, we have different multiple cloud services. If you just look below, these are all the services that we use. And this was made possible, right? Going ahead, this is a ServiceNow agent that has been integrated with M365 Copilot via Copilot Studio. Helps us to track tickets, helps us to raise tickets, and helps us to identify solutions and arrive at the results and the response much more quicker. This is something very standard. Everyone is exploring this as well. So going ahead, we also have an HR agent, and I'll show a demo for this HR agent as well, which automates two kind of processes for us in Noventiq. It helps us to automate our reimbursements, which are very click to go. So it's a click to go automation. You just click a picture and send it to the agent, and everything else is taken care about. And the second one is about leave application. Again, you send in a request to the agent, and the leave application is taken care about, where it refers to your leave policies and then brings back your leave bucket information and calculates everything, right? In the respect of time, let me just show you the demonstration visible, and let me just fast forward this video a bit. All right, if you see here, I am trying to do a reimbursement for my travel using Uber. So I have my Uber bill that I just downloaded through the Uber portal. And either I could do this, or either I can click a picture of the Uber. I mean, the Uber bill never comes in hand. But if, let's say, you have some other sorts of bills, like a Starbucks bill or a restaurant bill, you can just click the picture and just send in it to the agent. And the beautiful part about it is that because it has OCR support, the large language model has vision. It's a vision model. You get everything extracted beautifully. So you get an invoice ID that is extracted, you get an invoice title that is AI generated. The dates are extracted. The invoice category is also based on the invoice title, which is again based on the bill that you upload. So if you upload a Starbucks bill, it's going to categorize it as a F&B kind of a category, whereas you upload a Uber, it knows that Uber is a travel and transportation company, so it will categorize it as travel. So again, it's an AI generated category section, and the amount is extracted via OCR again. There is also human in the loop kind of a situation integrated here, because again, this is an AI generated response. You should not send in something that is incorrect. Hence, we take a yes and a no situation here. And once you provide it as a yes, it will then reply back with a graceful message saying that your reimbursement was successful. We have just raised a request. And that is how simple reimbursement is at Noventiq. So you don't have to log into any HRMS portal. You don't have to log into anywhere and fill in the details, upload the bill and anything. Everything is captured via a screenshot or a upload or a picture if you would like to. Just open up the camera and just click a picture from the phone and just send it to the agent, and it should take care. So this is where the collaboration works. This is where you feel like you're talking to a colleague, more to a colleague rather than a chatbot, right? And this is an approval process that I have mocked for the reimbursement request. So this is something that would be sent to the admin side or the person who is approving the reimbursements, right? And this is not captured in the video, but if I could just take it a little back, you see there is an inbox open on the right side, right? And in this inbox, there's a mail that has come saying that your reimbursement was successful, right? So this is how we do reimbursements at Noventiq. And